Hi Math 3, welcome to your 9.3 Ed Puzzle. So what you're going to do is we're actually just going to kind of start taking notes here at problem 3. All right. So it says, to make sense of this diagram, Freddie computed the following probability statements. All right. So we kind of talked about this for our projects, right? We learned how conditional statements work and how just general probability statements work. So in this case, this is not conditional, right? So we're just kind of looking at the grand total here. And they want to know, what is the probability that a randomly selected customer would order fish? So in this case, instead of giving actual numbers, they gave percentages. So this is actually it's very easy, I should say. So it says, what's the probability that a randomly selected customer would order fish? Well, this circle is our fish circle, right? So we have fish, fried, and then the other options here are going to be chicken and grilled. All right, those were the other two options for this survey. So anyhow, the portion, it's a shade the part of the diagram that models the situation. Well, that's this guy here, right? Because this is the fish. And what would the probability, what would the probability of that be? Well, you would do 15 plus 30, all right? And that's going to give you 45%. All right, and then I am going to drag this diagram down so it's a little bit easier for us all to do these problems. All right. So the next question says, what is the probability that a randomly selected customer would order fried fish? Well, this is fish, right? This circle is fish. This circle is fried. So it's going to be the part where that overlaps, right? So that's this N. The N represents intersection. Like, where do these two overlap, right? So fried and fished would be that middle part of the diagram. And in that case, that's going to be 15%. Next question. What is the probability that a person prefers fried chicken? All right. Well, this part here was fried fish. All right. This part here is going to be your fried chicken, right? Because that's the part that's fried, but not fish. All right. So fried and chicken is going to be 20%. And then that's this portion of the Venn diagram. All right. Next, what is the estimated probability that a randomly selected customer would want their fish grilled? All right. So, again, this entire circle represents fish. This part here represents fried. So, this portion must represent grilled fish, and that's going to be 30%. All right. And of course, this is fish and grilled. So you could say, or I should say grilled and fished, right? So you could say grilled. And then you do that, N symbol, and you'd say fish. All right. And that equals 30%. And the part of the Venn diagram that this represents would be this portion. All right. Next, for number 7, it says, if Freddie serves 100 meals at lunch on a particular day, how many orders of fish should he prepare with his famous fried recipe? All right, so he's got a total of 100 meals, and we know that his fried fish is this middle portion here, right? So what you would do is you're going to take the total number, which in this case is 100, and you're going to multiply it by the percent as a decimal. So if you're ever curious on how to get a percent into decimal form, you take it and you divide it by 100. Because that's what percent means. It means out of 100. And you get 0.15, which in this case is going to give us 15. So he's going to want to make 15 of those. All right. So next it says, what is the probability that a randomly selected person would choose fish or fried? Okay, so it's a little bit different. So, let's see, I want this in front of the writing here. We can just erase this. So what is the probability that a randomly selected person would choose fish or fried? Well, this is fish, and this is fried, right? So the chances of getting fish or fried is going to be the sum of all of those. So you're going to do 30 plus 20 plus 15, which would be 65%. And it says shade the part of this that this represents. That would be that portion.